Hey, this is Dennis, and this is the shack that Dennis built, and I'm here to show you how to put a distressed look on a piece of wood. I'm making this decorative looking sign here. We're going to have a name on this sign. It's going to be for my daughter and my son-in-law. It's going to have their last name on it. I'll show you when it's done. And but what I want to do is I want to put a distressed look. I want it to be a little bit darker, but I kind of want it to be a little natural look. And so I'm gonna show you how to distress it, stain it, and make it look good. So what I'm using is a wire brush that goes on a drill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush this with this wire drill to bring out the grain. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want the grain to stand out so that when I stain it, that the stain sinks to the lower areas and I can sand off the upper areas to kind of give it a distressed look. So let's get going. Let's show you how that's done. All right, so here we go. We're going to work on distressing this thing. So you want to kind of put your drill at an angle like this. You don't want it down like this. That'll leave all kinds of marks on it. And you kind of want to put it like this and look, sort of go with the grain if that's the kind of look that you're looking for. Here we go. What you can also do is you can turn the drill to go backwards, and then you turn the drill the other way, and that works really well too. That way you can get close to the end. If you're having a problem like I am, get this to hold down. What we're going to do is we're going to clamp it down. And it's time to change the battery. Doing this uses up an awful lot of battery life, so you might want to consider using a regular electric drill motor. So this is a little bit what it looks like right here, and you can see that I'm starting to see the grain pop out, which is really what I want to do. I want that grain to pop out, and you want to make sure it pops out enough so that when you put your stain on there, it'll sink in there. So this is the stain I'm going to be using, and it's a nice dark stain. I'm just going to apply it with a rag, dip it in there, and I want it to be kind of dark because that's the look that I'm going for on this one. A nice dark, distressed look. All right, so this is what it looks like after I've stained it. Now we're going to let it sit for a couple minutes. Now what I've done is I've let this dry for a couple hours, and you can see what it looks like. It's a nice looking stain job, but you can start to see that the dark is getting into the grooves, and the light is kind of the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this to take a little bit of the color off the top, so I get more contrast so that it pops a little bit more. All right, here we go. So I don't know if you can see the difference that we're making here already. So we're getting a contrast there. Okay. All right, we're starting to get that distressed look. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to whitewash this. We're going to put a thin layer of white paint on and wipe it off, and that'll give us our distressed look. I've been using latex paint. Gonna add some paint to this. Here we go. Paint that baby on there. Don't want it to dry. Take your, wipe it off. And wipe it off good. Make it look the way you want. You can start to see, now I'm getting this distressed wood, this weathered wood look. That's what I'm looking for, weathered wood. Now we have a weathered look. Isn't that great? All right, my wife says she's actually going for a darker look. So I'm going to dark wash this again with the stain. Set the paint aside, grab the stain here, and we're going to add a little bit more dark wash. See if we can change the color up a little bit. Okay, so let's see what happens here. She wants a darker, distressed look. All right, so I've weathered it a little bit more. All right, so my wife's still not happy with the color. She wants it darker. So I'm going to do a little bit more sanding here. And we're going to add even more stain on it. She really does want it darker in this case, but you can see, you can play with this and get it to the weathered color that you want. She wants to be a dark, weathered color. So we'll just change it up a little bit. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good. It'll be a cool looking thing when I'm done with it. You can actually use any color paint you want. So if you want to, like say, you wanted to do it green because you have a green fence or something like that, you can weather any kind of board you want to make it look distressed and weathered. And we'll see how she likes that. Now I've got to tell you, this is a gorgeous looking piece of weathered wood, but it's not what my wife wants. So she wants me to add some black to this. So what I'm doing is I've got some black paint here, and I'm going to wipe a bit of black paint on there to darken this thing up, because she really wants some contrast. Now that's really going to change what this thing looks like. Take it by increments. I don't want to do too much, and but you can always whitewash it again, so it's not a huge deal. But now we're blackening this thing up. And it's blackened up really nice. I mean, I like what I see. Ouch! Oh, ow. But you have to be careful because this is distressed wood. And right there's a little bit of I got some splinters in my fingers. That's the price you pay for working on wood sometimes. So you gotta be careful. We'll not put it on there evenly on purpose so that we have a little bit of a variation of colors. All right, so now you can see I'm darkening that thing up really nice. It's starting to look really nice and dark distressed, and that's what she wants. So what she wants, she gets. All right, so we have finally got our finished product. And as you can see, the reason she wanted it dark is because the letters were a wood grain, a light wood grain. Go a little bit up close on that so you can see what that looks like. Kind of a nice weathered look on, it's really cool. A cool weathered look on the sign. Contrast to the letters, and that is how you do it. This is the shack that Dennis built. Thanks for watching.